we would now like to introduce someone from the Philippine Earth Data Resource and Observation Center, si Engineer Joven Javier. He is a Senior Science Research Specialist at the Pedro Center with the Ground Receiving Station Operations team. He has a degree in BS Electronics and Communications Engineering and Masters of Engineering in Space Engineering International course from QTech in Japan. And for those who are familiar with Maya 1, so ito yung mas maliit na kapatid ni Diwata 2. He was actually the project manager of the BIRDS 2, where the Maya 1 was built under. Please welcome Engineer Javier. Sige, sir.
Hello. Thank you, Nikki. Okay, so welcome to the ground receiving station named as Pedro. So Pedro is a local name, and it was an abbreviation of Philippine Earth Data and Resource and Observation Center. So we'll be introducing it as a gateway to our Earth observation satellites. So actually, it was established as the country's first ground receiving station for communicating our Earth observation satellite, Diwata 1 and now Diwata 2, and other subscribed satellites that we are capable to communicate with. So as you can see on the slides, on the top is the ground receiving parabolic antenna dish. So during the operation, during the normal, so it is stowed in this normal position. So when the satellite arrives, so it's going to tilt accordingly to the location of the satellites. So because we cannot able to see the satellite from our visibly because it's too far, especially during day-night. So this parabolic antenna will track the satellite until we're able to communicate with the certain operations like uploading the command and downloading the images, as well as to monitoring the telemetry of the satellite. So on the lower picture, so you can see the people working on the control room of the ground receiving station. Later, I will be giving you a 360 virtual tour on the ground receiving station. So we have space assets, Diwata 1 and Diwata 2, and Pedro is dedicated to for the operation of these satellites. And to complement in orbit of these our very own satellites, so we made a subscriptions to the other satellites. So to complement the operations of the ground receiving stations. So and also to have access to the features of the other satellites commercially. So the Philippine Earth Data Resource and Observation Center is a ground receiving stations located in Quezon City. So we have here in Asti and also in Davao. So in Davao, we have a 7.3 meters tracking antenna. It is the biggest tracking antenna that we have. And soon we will be implementing the 3.5 meters tracking antenna in Iloilo. So why we need to put as much as ground stations, as many as ground stations. So because also the satellites to complement, we need to subscribe, and also ground stations also complementing that satellites in orbit. So halimbawa, kapag mapuputol yung communications from Quezon City, so it will take over and handle nung mga next ground receiving stations for Iloilo and Davao. So the Diwata operations, usually we do satellite task scheduling. So we need to know where is the satellite and the next succeeding passes of the satellites. So by that, the mission planning or the science mission team can able to make the plan on the particular schedules, what will the satellite do? Kung magko-command ba ng capture image, magda-download ba ng ganitong passes, or mag-send ba ng certain commands to the satellites. And that commands is usually have a quality assurance check because we want to make it sure na walang error na mangyayari sa satellites when we send the commands. Kasi mahirap dahil wala nang repair sa space. So if something wrong happens with the satellites, so it will be a big problem na baka hindi na natin siya makausap when the ground stations is tracking it for another pass. So of course, that commands should be converted kasi into the language that the computer on board the satellite will understand. And this Pedros Center will execute that operations. It is the day-to-day operations. Certain list of commands is sent to the satellites. For example, 3 days. So day 1, they will capture image. Day 2, they will download and so on. And once we have the download images, it is a raw data that needs to process. So the data processing, archiving, distribution, or the image processing team will do that image process to extract certain informations from that raw images to a certain products that is essential to our stakeholders for the image distributions to our stakeholders. So of course, the satellite we able to get some telemetry, and this telemetry data is the basis for the next mission planning. So we need to check the battery, the temperature of the satellites, and all the modules so that we can able to determine kung ano yung next na gagawin ng satellite. Kasi yung telemetry data will hold yung mga informations or health status. Kumbaga sa tao, kine-check niya kung healthy ba siya or kaya niya ba yung next missions na gagawin. So dito nakasalalay sa data sa telemetry ng satellites na minomonitor kung ano yung mga next na possible na gawin ng satellites. So things to consider during operations is of course yung schedule ng satellite pass. So we have a satellite tracker, so we know where is the satellite in real time. So the satellite orbit, so the maximum pass elevation with respect to the ground stations that the satellite can capable to communicate with the antenna. So the ground receiving station, so this is the example of the software that the Diwata 2. Ito yung mga telemetry. So we have the command counter. So minomonitor namin to kung it is moving. So kung nasusunod niya ba or na-execute niya yung sequence of command na sinend sa satellite. And then yung bus power is referring to overall power na nakukonsume ng satellites during the operations. So battery level, of course, kagaya ng mga cellphones natin, we need to know whether the satellite is at what charge at what level. And then the state of charge. So usually, halimbawa cellphone na ginagamit natin, before tayo mag-take ng camera or tumawag, so we need to know the battery level at saka yung state of charge kung kaya pa ba ng satellites yung gagawin niya. So ito yung mga consider as telemetry data. Of course, the transceiver indicator, whether the S-band or the X-band side is turned on or turned off. And the attitude determination, whether the satellite is, certain module is on or off. And of course, the battery temperature. So that's my presentation, and we will giving you a quick virtual tour on the ground receiving station. So what you see is a radome. So it is installed in ASTI. So this is the roof deck of ASTI. So this radome is used to protect the antenna dish na nakita nyo kanina from a certain weather disturbances such as wind. So it is made of a polyhedral acrylic, so customized and construct into a pentagonal pattern. So inside of this radome structure is the 3.7 meter parabolic dish. So ganyan siya sa loob. So it has an RF cabinet. So and it is connected to sa labas yung RF. This is electrical cabinet where nandito yung control ng motor when the satellite is going to move or tilt from a certain angle kung saan nakalocate yung satellite. So the radome was installed kasi during the time na wala yung radome, So pwedeng magkaroon ng misalignment dito sa may orientation. So kailangan laging naka-level itong antenna with respect to ground, else magkakaroon ng problema doon sa tracking ng satellite. So during strong winds, it can affect yung balance, yung what do you call this? Yung leveling ng antenna with respect to ground. So this is another view of the antenna, the radome. So we will go to the ground receiving station control room. So this is what looks like the ground receiving control room. So it consists of a satellite tracker. So nakikita nyo dito. So this satellite tracker is a software interface that enables the ground receiving stations to visualize and monitor the real-time location of the satellites orbiting around the Earth. So it provides relevant information such as AOS or acquisition of signal, loss of signal, and the mean elevation ng satellite. So dito namin nalalaman kung anong oras darating yung satellites, anong oras at sino yung satellite na darating for the next succeeding pass. And it also includes yung nakita nyo kanina sa presentations, ito nasa big screen, is yung Diwata 2 monitoring and control dashboard. So this dashboard is a software-based system that is dedicated to visualize the health status of the Diwata microsatellites. So it enables us to upload commands to the satellite and download data such as captured image. So here is the workstations. So we usually, it used to facilitate the programming, the server management, the processing, the image processing. So this is where we manage the workflow of the ground receiving station to understand more on the operation. So may video na mamaya ipipresent after nitong 360. So lastly, dito sa loob at the back of this is the server room. So this is the storage, and yung mga radio, demodulators na connected doon sa antenna is nandito nakakonect. So it's always in a aircon room kasi hindi siya kailangan sensitive yung mga nandito.